how the offense looks and what goes in and what's called and all those type of things. And so you really have to look at it in a bigger picture as opposed to just having your position. But really, I think there's probably a little bit more excitement because of, you are able to do a little bit more things than you have been in the past, and just ready to get out there. And we're very fortunate that we've got a good group of guys going out there, and having an opportunity to recruit a lot of those guys and getting them here, and now having an opportunity to be involved with them, as they go throughout their career in more of a leadership role. Is definitely exciting.
I mean, and you said this during the bowl practice and during spring practice, but I mean, obviously you and Tony have a great working relationship, and I'm imagining that's continued up to this point. You're both very excited about what's
it has been. I think I've said this before, but I don't think there's anybody out there that I would rather co-coordinate with than Tony. He and I hit it off whenever we were players here. We kept up whenever we were kind of apart through the years, and then the last 4 years working together. I think we really balance each other with our knowledge, and neither of us are ego guys. We're really about Clemson, about the success of Clemson, and I think we work well together. But we definitely communicate a lot. I think the bowl game was obviously great to be able to experience that, and then to talk about the good and the bad afterwards, and then going through spring practice. But it's exciting, and myself being able to be on the field and kind of see that perspective, and then Tony being able to be in the box, I really think be an advantage for us. Where whenever you have one guy that's in charge of the whole thing, he's either up top or down below, and so we're going to get two different perspectives, and so we're excited about it. But we've got a great working relationship, and we definitely communicate every day.
That bowl game was all you, though. Logistically, do you have to kind of reshuffle your time and how you handle receivers and then the overall picture of things?
Well, I think that was one thing that was, I think, beneficial from the co-coordinating position, is that we are able to kind of split that up a little bit so that we're not taken away from our position. And so I think you really spend the same amount of time as an offense meeting, the same amount of time with your wide receivers, and so it's maybe you just have a little bit more decision-making power when you're in those staff meetings than you did before. And there is a little bit extra, especially whenever you get in the season, as far as the game planning piece and all that. They're a little bit different, but I think it was important to Coach Swinney and to us that you can't do it halfway. Coaching wideouts and coaching running backs, you got to be fully invested in those positions and not letting the details go by. And I think we were able to do that with spring, and I expect that to be the same in the fall.
Jeff, simplification during the spring was a big sort of theme. When battle was subtracted from the equation, do you sort of rethink some of the I guess the plans you had? Do you maybe simplify more? Does that change anything?
Yeah, I think once it really doesn't. I think our kind of philosophy going in is that we've got some talented players, and I think the more talented you are as an offense, the less that you have to do. And I think sometimes the guys are doing so many different things that maybe they feel like they need to do that to make up for some of the talent deficiencies that they may have. But I think our goal is to be able to play faster and to be more effective with our base offense. And obviously there'll be things once we get through fall camp. There'll be things that we can figure out, especially in the running game. Some runs we may be better than others. With the guys up front, we got to get them out there and kind of see what our strengths and weaknesses are. But overall, whenever we got the word of what was going to happen, I don't think there was any huge concern in our mind that we were going to have to really change what we're thinking going into the fall. It was more of, okay, these younger guys are going to get a chance to step up, and really, to be honest, it was a little relief knowing that we had a lot of time to get those younger guys ready, as opposed to a situation where maybe something might have happened in the season where their battle would have gone down in the middle of the year, and all of a sudden now you got to get a young guy ready in 3 or 4 days for a game. To know that we've got, that fall camp is like an entire spring practice. We got a lot of time. There'll be 26, 27 practices before we play that first game. So we feel like we have plenty of time to get those guys ready, but we don't expect it to really change our overall plan for the offense.